install it again for the review and final thoughts. When I get my notes, well, my bullet points anyway. For actual notes, I didn't actually make any for this game. So, yeah. Overall, I like the game. It's really weird that people say this is like the best Star Ocean, though. I think I disagree with that. Mainly because of how they've portrayed the story. It doesn't feel like it's very well written. Is probably the best way I can put it. Not the most elegant way of doing it, but we'll go through it with the steps one by one, though. So the very first bit is the story and overall narrative. So, as you saw, the story is basically split into two parts, with the first bit on Expel and the second bit on the 10 Wise Men. The 10 Wise Men are really odd. I think that's the bit that really put me off, because these just random 10 Wise Men, 10 badasses come along, I want to destroy the universe without any real given reason whatsoever. So I think that's the real downer. If it wasn't for that, I think I'd be okay if they just continued with the Civil War and then maybe had some sort of plot twist with someone who's on Expel. But this whole going to the whole another like energy need and all that kind of stuff, not necessary. It was just very, very odd. So given that, I'll probably give the story. Thing is, the interactions with the characters and stuff was fine. So I'd probably give it about a 6.5 in my personal score. It's just the overall narrative was just very, very odd. Close to the latter part of the game. The characters, their design, personality, development, and believability, I think they're all good. Considering how old the game is as well, they were written quite modern, actually. There's some really silly bits. What's a good example? I suppose this book goes with the story instead of the characters, but like the Neans, they're sort of like the smart, stupid people, where they've got all this advanced technology, but they kept not putting safeguards in place. But I guess that's just a standard JRPG for you. There's several places where they just do stuff, and it just doesn't make sense because you just wouldn't do it. You'd think that there should be like safeguards in place or whatever, but that's just old me. But in general, though, the main characters and them bouncing off each other and everything like that, I think that was pretty cool. But I suppose that really is restricted to Raynor, Celine, and Claude, since everyone else is a bit optional. They don't really get that many lines. But yeah, I'll give them characters probably an 8. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. It's above average. The music and sound's fantastic. As with all Star Ocean games, they just do a good job. They've got their own aesthetic, they've got their own styling, and they just perform really well. The new modernized soundtrack, I really dig. So yeah, is it enough to give it a 10 though? That's the question. I think the music was good, but again, it's one of these places where it didn't wow me. I didn't stop and listen to the music at any point. So I think for music and sound, it gets a 9. I reserve like 10 out of 10 for stuff where the game stops me, like in Expedition 33. I actually stopped and listened to the soundtrack because it was that bloody good. So yeah, a 9 out of 10. It fit the theme and it is done really high quality. Gameplay. Wow, gameplay, okay. You do feel the age in this game. That's for sure. The base gameplay is fine. The gameplay loop is also fine. So, was it the battles, the leveling up, the item creation and stuff like that? No real problem with it at all. I did have one niggling problem, and that's the fact that the mobs don't really take stun damage. So a lot of the time you feel like you're just going around chasing the monster. At the same time though, when you're chasing them, the AI sort of needs to lock on this horizontal plane, so the targeting can be a bit iffy as well. So there's a bit of jank in the battle system, but overall the gameplay loop is probably fine in terms of PAs, the actual combat, and the leveling up process, and side quests as well. There's a few somewhere. So yeah, I think I'll be a little bit generous and then probably give the gameplay 8 out of 10. Because the niggling feeling feels really, really bad after a while. Especially towards the latter part of the game, where they bloated that final dungeon on purpose. As you see, when they were summoning on coming into the fights, they're coming in green mist, so they were supposed to be easy fights, but on the map, they're still purple, so they kept hunting you and just wasting your time. So I feel like that very last dungeon falls foul a little bit. And graphically, it's bloody awesome. I think. Oh, hello, Mr. Cranky. You're Jank. Shut up, Mr. I play Mario and enjoy it. I saw you suffer. Graphically, it's fantastic. The whole 2D and 3D-ness, it's great. I think I nailed the style down for this sort of style. It's probably on par with Octopath Travelers. So yeah, I'll give graphics a generous 10 out of 10. So, is it worth playing today? 100%. If you told me if it was the best Star Ocean, I would probably say no. It's not the best Star Ocean. Mainly because the latter part of the story is just not great. It's not well written at all. I just felt a massive disconnect at the halfway point. So I've not completed Star Ocean 1, so that's probably the best story, but I still quite like Star Ocean 3. It's probably my personal favourite still. So yeah, I would still recommend this game, especially for 2026. Any advisements? Not really. I think you'll have a good to okay time playing this game today. So yeah, what's the overall score then? What have we got? So we have a 6.5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 10. That's 71. Divide that by 5. I screwed that up. Shouldn't be 75 at all. Can't get that high. 6.5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 8 plus 10. So 41, that's better. Divided by 5. So you've got 8.3, which I think is fair. So overall, 8.3 out of 10. So I remember for this later. So yeah, I think that's fairly fair. I think that's pretty much in line with the experience most reviewers would have. So yeah, we have completed Star Ocean 2. Hooray, we can move to the next game. Hurrah.